Hi, how are we today? It's obviously evening here, and it's morning there, and I was wanting to do a very small kind of reading, and then just meditation exercise on like compassion and letting go. So the book that I'm reading from today is different, as per usual. It's called How to Love by Thich Nhat Hanh. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He is a very well-known writer and mindfulness expert in the field. So if you guys don't know about him, read some of his stuff. It is really good. This one is a small handbook, which I love because it's just really quick and to the point. And we all obviously like to get things done as quickly as possible. Some of us like to read for longer, obviously, but that's not me. Okay, so the first page, which I really liked, it's called Heart Like a River. If you pour a handful of salt into a cup of water, the water becomes undrinkable. But if you pour the salt into a river, people can continue to draw the water to cook, wash, and drink. The river is immense, and it has the capacity to receive, embrace, and transform. When our hearts are small, our understanding and compassion are limited, and we suffer. We can't accept or tolerate others and their shortcomings, and we demand that they change. But when our hearts expand, these same things don't make us suffer anymore. We have a lot of understanding and compassion and can embrace others. We accept others as they are, and then they have a chance to transform. So the big question is, how do we help our hearts to grow? So feeding our love. Each of us can learn the art of nourishing happiness and love. Everything needs food to live, even love. If we don't know how to nourish our love, if we don't have it withers. So when we feed and support our own happiness, we are nourishing our ability to love. That's why to love means to learn the art of nourishing our happiness. Understanding is the nature of love. Understanding someone suffering is the best gift you can give another person. Understanding is love's other name. If you don't understand, you can't love. I need to plug my phone in because it's been doing this continuously, going flat in like 5 seconds. So just give me a second, guys. Okay. There we go. I need to get a new battery. Okay. Yeah. Back to my reading. Recognizing true love. True love gives us beauty, freshness, solidity, freedom, and peace. True love includes a feeling of deep joy that we are alive. If we don't feel this way when we feel love, then it's not true love. Which I find is so interesting because I've felt, what I thought was love before, but it didn't really make me want to better myself or grow with that person or be, living to my fullest potential, which in the end, I guess, proves that it wasn't true love, Reverence is the nature of our love. There's a tradition in Asia of treating your partner with respect. You would accord a guest. This is true even if you have been with your loved one for a long time. The other person always deserves your full respect. Reverence is the nature of our love. Love is expansive. In the beginning of a relationship, your love may include only you and the other person. But if you practice true love, very soon that love will grow and include all of us. The moment love stops growing, it begins to die. It's like a tree. If a tree stops growing, it begins to die. We can learn how to feed our love and help it continue to grow. So I guess you think about it, like the type of love that people experience in our lives is usually one for self and one for a handful of people. And, you know, in Buddha's teaching, Buddhism teaches that every life has value, even, you know, nature, even the ant, even the sea creature that you thought didn't have feelings and you killed because you were hungry. And, you know, I think that in the end, it's a really good way to be because you are showing, you know, your acceptance to the world, to showing love to everyone, but it also gives your life value as well. So that's, I think, a beautiful part of Buddhism in general, which obviously stems into meditation and mindfulness. Yeah, so that's, I'm looking for a certain one, but I'll just keep reading. Love is organic. Love is a living, breathing thing. There is no need to force it to grow in a particular direction. If we start by being easy and gentle with ourselves, we will find it is just there inside of us, solid and healing. Distractions, often we get crushes on others, not because we truly love and understand them, but to distract ourselves from our suffering. When we learn to love and understand ourselves and have true compassion for ourselves, then we can truly love and understand another person. And I'm sure every single person has had a crush on someone and has been interested in something romantically when their life is falling apart, or when they've got something that they really don't want to focus on, or even help someone when they're really going through a really difficult time because they're trying to avoid dealing with their own issues, which is obviously more difficult than you know, being available to somebody else, or having that need met by a romantic feeling. The 4 elements of true love. True love is made up of 4 elements: loving, kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. In Sanskrit, these are Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, and Apeksha. I don't know if I'm saying them correctly. If your love contains these elements, it will be healing and transforming, and it will have the element of holiness in it. True love has the power to heal and transform any situation and bring deep meaning to our lives. The first element of true love is loving kindness. The essence of loving kindness is being able to offer happiness. You can be the sunshine for another person. You can't offer happiness until you have it for yourself. So build a home inside by accepting yourself and learning to love and heal yourself. Learn how to practice mindfulness in such a way that you can create moments of happiness and joy for your own nourishment. Then you have something to offer the other person. Compassion. The second element of true love is compassion. Compassion is the capacity to understand the suffering in oneself and in another person. If you understand your own suffering, you can help him or her to understand his suffering. Understanding suffering brings compassion and relief. You can transform your own suffering and help transform the suffering of another person with the practice of mindfulness and looking deeply. So obviously quality over quantity. Joy. The third element of true love is the capacity to offer joy. When you know how to generate joy, it nourishes you and it nourishes the other person. Your presence is an offering, like fresh air or spring flowers or the bright blue sky. I was about to say blue, blight, blue sky. Anyway, said it anyway. Okay, equanimity. The fourth element of true love is equanimity. We can also call it inclusiveness of non-discrimination. In a deep relationship, there's no longer a boundary between you and the other person. You are her and she is you. Your suffering is her suffering. Your understanding of your own suffering helps your loved one to suffer less. Suffering and happiness are no longer individual matters. What happens to your loved one happens to you. What happens to you happens to your loved one. I love that. I think it's beautiful. I read that and I was like, oh. Okay. Respect and trust. Along with the traditional 4 elements of true love, loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity, there are 2 more elements, respect and trust. These elements can be found in the four, but it helps to mention their names. When you love someone, you have to have trust and confidence. Love without trust is not yet love. Of course, first, you have to have trust, respect, and confidence in yourself. Trust that you have a good and compassionate nature. You are a part of the universe. You are made of stars. When you look at your loved one, you see that he is also made of stars and carries eternity inside. Looking in this way, we naturally feel reverence. True love cannot be without trust and respect for oneself and for the other person. If you can accept your body, then you have a chance to see your body as your home. You can rest in your body, settle in, relax, and feel joy and ease. If you don't accept your body and your mind, you can't be at home with yourself. You have to accept yourself as you are. This is a very important practice. As you practice building a home in yourself, you become more and more beautiful. Okie dokie. I'll do this last one and then we will do an exercise. Okay? I love this. I think this one's beautiful. You are a flower. Every child is born in the garden of humanity as a flower. Each flower differs from every other flower. There are many messages in our society that tells us, even when we're young people, that there's something wrong with us and that if we just buy the right product or look a certain way or have the right partner, that will fix it. As grown-ups, we can remind young people that they're already beautiful as they are. They don't have to be someone else. Yeah. It's good, right? No. I don't want to read it there. No. Here we go. This is the last one I want to read. Whoops, wrong one. Okay. Body and mind. Body and mind are not two separate entities. What happens in the body will have an effect on the mind and vice versa. Mind relies on the body to manifest, and body relies on mind in order to be alive, in order to be possible. When you love someone, you have to respect her and him, not only her mind, but also her body. You respect your own body, and you respect her body. Your body is you. Your body is your mind. The other person's mind and body are also connected. Okay, so let's talk about that. When it comes down to it, there are feelings that come from thoughts, and thoughts that come from obviously insecurities, history, and also things that are happening currently. So if stress is brought on a memory, or if something emotional has happened that's triggered feelings and sensations, that's all connected. So let's just say there's a situation and you're feeling quite stressed about it, and you don't know how to relax and let it go and move on and act compassionately as opposed to reactive and angry and let it take over. So how do we do that? So that's the exercise today. Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone to take a seat wherever they're comfortable, or lay down, whichever. I'm going to ask everyone to get comfortable, put their feet on the floor, let their shoulders droop, and close their eyes, and focus on your breathing. I'd like you all to breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it, and breathe out for 5 to 6 seconds. And now let's pull that up after your first breath. Oh wait. Now let's pull that up to 5 seconds breathing in, and up from anywhere to 6 to 8 seconds breathing out. Okay, so I'll show you. There you go. Ooh, perfect. No. Anyway, so if we can all start by doing that. Now, I'd like everyone to imagine, with their eyes closed, that they're sitting at cinemas. Okay, just you and another person. Now that person can be someone who you've had an altercation with, or perhaps they don't even know, but you're upset with them. There's something that's bothering you. It's not sitting with you. It's in here, and it's affecting your day-to-day life, or maybe just today. So that person is going to be sitting next to you. Now, whatever the situation that has bothered you, that has caused you such internal trauma, I'd like you guys to play that on the screen, on that cinema screen. So just stare at the cinema screen, and with that person sitting next to you, you know, obviously focus on how that feels. So you're watching this situation from the cinema screen, your own life, you know, the situation that played out. You're watching it. Now, take a deep breath, and while you're sitting in that cinema screen, move a few rows back. So now you're, let's just say, halfway. So the cinema screen's a little bit further away. Now watch that over again. Watch that situation. Watch the altercation. Watch what happened that day. Feel it. Anything's coming up for you, just accept it. Realize that shame and doubt and perhaps even maybe feeling silly might come up, but that's okay, because, you know, we all make mistakes. We all, you know, have emotions. We all feel angry sometimes, and that's fine. And take another deep breath. Now I'd like you to move another few rows back. So you're nearly at the back of the room now. You're nearly at the back. Now play that out again. And as you're watching it, start to realize what you maybe could have done differently. If there's nothing that you think that you could have done differently, analyze how that feels, how you can deal with it yourself so that you can move past those feelings, because those feelings are coming up, you know, because that situation obviously wasn't nice. So you need to analyze whether that person is a problem in your life, whether you need to put more boundaries in place, or you know, whether they need to be removed. Okay, so now I want you guys to move to the back of the room, the very back. You know, you can see the white light from the projector. You can see your movie playing. You can breathe it out. You feel so far from that situation now. You're sitting next to that person, and you're showing them compassion because you guys are watching it together. Now, once you've done that the last time, I'd like you to move like right where the projector lives. So climb out of the cinema, through the hole, into that room, and sit and watch it from behind that wall, just through that tiny little hole that the projector would be playing the movie from. Watch it from there and see how that feels, see how that sits with you, and focus on your breathing. Okay, excellent. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Do that, take a bit more time to do it, because obviously with me reading it, you know, you might not have the time that you need. Maybe you need to cry about the situation. Maybe you need to say the things to that person that perhaps you didn't get to say, and maybe imagine them, you know, so that you can actually say, look, this is how I'm feeling, I need to get that out. And then imagine them saying the things that would make it okay for you back to you. That doesn't mean you need to forgive them. That means you can forgive yourself, and you can let go of that anger that's sitting with you. Alright guys, well, look, that's it for tonight, well, this morning. And I will see you guys next week with a new exercise and some new information. If there's anything that you want me to specifically do meditation around, please let me know, and I will get some information on it. Alright, thanks. I'm trying to turn this off.